Bonjour everyone, I'm in Paris. Just kidding, actually I'm home, but I still have my scarf on and my pea coat because I miss Paris so bad. I want to move there. I loved it. It was so awesome. If you ever get a chance to go, go. And if you've been, then you already know what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna wear my scarf and my pea coat every single day, even though literally today it's supposed to be 85 degrees. So some good news and some bad news. Some good news, I took a ton of video in Paris and I'm gonna intersperse it into this video so you can see. The bad news is I didn't really vlog at all. So like in Paris, you know, the Parisians can be a little critical towards tourists. So one of like the biggest rules about going to Paris is do what the locals do, blend in. And because I'm still new to this YouTube thing, it still feels a little weird to walk around like pointing a camera at myself and talking. So working on that. Anyways, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Parisian hair trim fashion trends, if my dogs ever shut up. So, Speedo, quiet. So I'm a colorist, so I'm looking at color all the time, everywhere I go. And in Paris, it's a little more, everything is a little more reserved and muted. It didn't like pop out with vibrancy and just be like, wow, you know? It wasn't like crazy beachy, but it was a lot of ombre. Tons and tons of ombre. Everywhere I went in Paris, Saint Germain, Le Marais, even on the other side, like, you know, where all the really high-end stuff is, ombre, ombre, ombre. But the difference is it wasn't like really beachy, like California, super bright face framing ombre. It was very subdued. It was very rooty. Everything was toned evenly, so there was no like dimension in the pieces. Everything was toned one tone. Like they didn't want it to stick out and be like super vibrant. It was very like hip, fashionable, sophisticated, but reserved at the same time. Balayage also huge in Paris, so almost all of the hairstyles looked balayaged. I didn't see a lot of foiled looks except for like on some of the really blondes on the other side of the river. I walked by so many salons and it said balayage on the window. Come in for balayage advertisements. So there was balayage everywhere. And let's not forget, France is where balayage originated. So it's nice to see that really take hold all over. And you know, that's where it come from. So now I want to talk a little bit about like my favorite parts of the trip and things that you should do in Paris if you go. So if you're ever going to go to Paris, and of course you're going to go to the Eiffel Tower, of course you're going to go to the Louvre Museum and see the Mona Lisa, or La Joconde as they say. There's also Musée d'Orsay, which is a cool museum. The Georges Pompidou Museum is the modern art museum. That was awesome. Tips. Go to the Paris, you're gonna go to the Eiffel Tower, buy your tickets online in advance, choose a time, go. It will save you hours of waiting. I did that, we waited in line for like 10 minutes and went right to the top. It was amazing. Museums, if you're gonna go to more than 2 museums, buy a museum pass for like 2 days or 3 days, however much you think is what you're gonna use. The museum pass, I didn't wait in line at all. You walk up to the door, you show them your pass, you go right in. It was amazing. So we went to the Louvre, just hang out for like 45 minutes, even though we could always come back and go right in if we wanted. The same with the Musée d'Orsay and the Georges Pompidou. The Georges Pompidou was probably my favorite because it was modern art. So there was everything from abstract expressionism to surrealism, all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. Andy Warhol, Kandinsky, Pollock, really cool stuff. In terms of neighborhoods, so Le Marais is kind of like hip. It has both sort of like a run-down, kind of edgy graffiti, kind of like skateboardery kind of feel, but then there's also parts of Le Marais that have a very upscale, high-end, lots of boutique, very Parisian, like sophisticated, bohemian-esque kind of hip boutiques also. Saint Germain, also super cool, very studenty, very boho. You can hang out at coffee shops and read, really cool. Those are probably my two favorite neighborhoods. It was such a good trip. Like, you go to Paris and you want to do what the locals do. You just want to find the neighborhood that fit your vibe and just like get lost, like wander around, eat, drink coffee, eat pastries, have a good time. Like, I'm really into like French philosophy and stuff like that. So like I went to a lot of the bookstores and like browsed. It was cool. It was so fun. It was really great. You can take the metro everywhere. You don't need to drive. Public transportation is amazing. It was really cool. Highly recommend it. Go, go, go if you can. Save up, make a plan. If you're in college, study abroad, go there, do whatever you can. It's so awesome. I miss it. I want to move there for like a year, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to. So anyways, if you see me around Los Angeles wearing a scarf and a peacoat in 85-degree weather, just remember that I just got out of Paris and I miss it so much. So enjoy this video and please like, thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have questions or comments, leave them down below, and of course I'll try to answer all the comments and all that stuff. So, au revoir.